Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to sing a prayer right now. Okay, hold on. Sometimes the way up is down. Unusual places where treasures are found. I may not like where I'm at right now, but I'm not where I used to be. So I can tell you that I will see the end of this. It won't see the end of me. I will see the end of this. It won't see the end of them. Oh, I will see the end of this. It won't see the end of me. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So I just want, do I sing well? It's an honest question. Do I sing well? If I were on a talent hunt and I gave this kind of performance, would you vote for me? Huh? Will you vote for me? Okay, those who will vote for me, say aye. Those who will not vote, say nay. Finally, it's a tough world out there. Okay, but I'm going to say a few things about music. For those of you who will not vote for me, God will forgive you, no problem. But I've been around this is like 20 years doing what I do, and I'm just going to be sharing from my heart and talking about how I have gotten from where I was, singing in the children's choir, to this place probably where I am. A few of you know me. Those of you who don't, well, it just shows that I have to work harder. Being on this stage here today is a great opportunity and privilege for me. I would consider it one of my bucket lists because I've always wanted to challenge myself. And I ask myself a question all of the time. And I say, as much as I am a minister, I am a minister in my own faith. How best can I take my message to the people who haven't heard it before? Does that make any sense? Yeah, so and I believe that these are things that I think would work for anyone who is doing anything, how you're going to take your message or who you are to the world and to anyone listening. First of all, my thing is music. Music is what I do. Music and songs are a part of our lives. Everyone has a need to eat. Everyone has a need to be clothed. Everyone has a need for shelter. But I can also say that everyone also has a need for music. Music is very, very important in our world. And in the course of my discussion for the next few minutes, I'll be talking about the power of music. Because what I do is gospel music, I think the basic question we'll be asking ourselves: how have I, or how have the people who do gospel music, have you been able to sustain yourself doing what you're doing all over these years? And I will say one thing, that even if gospel music, the thing unique about gospel music is even if the message remains the same and it never changes, but the method and how we present what we present is always dynamic. For example, if I ask you what is gospel music, for some of you what comes to your mind is reggae, which is Bucci. For some of you it is Chioma Jesus, which is Ariaria music, as the case may be. For some of you, gospel music is is what we call R&B, which will be somebody like Samsung. And then for some of you, it is Afro, Niger, Afro beats, which will be somebody like anybody. Yeah. So, but the whole idea is that the message remains, the consistency is in the message, but how we say what we say always differs. And then that is a question that you should always ask yourself all of the time. You know, how do I remain consistent doing what I'm doing, and how will I remain relevant? The only way I can remain relevant is to find out what are people listening to, and how do people want to listen to what they are listening to. And that way, you will continue to make progress. Well, like I said earlier on, I've been around for a few years, and singing and, as it were, ministering the gospel of Jesus Christ through my music. And one of the things that I have noticed, especially through the years, especially with young people, is the desire to blow. Does that make any sense? Yeah. I know that I'm speaking a language that you understand, because if you check here, there are one or two people here who are aspiring musicians or artists. You know, there is always that desire to blow. I would say one thing that has helped me in the course of my work is staying true to who I am, staying true to myself, staying true to my message, and staying true to who I am. In your bid to succeed in what you're doing, the worst thing you can ever do to yourself is to follow every trend that comes, is to keep switching and changing with every trend that comes. The word trend, also the ending T-R-E-N-D, the last three letters there is E-N-D. Trends will always come to an end. So the best thing you can do to yourself is to find a way and find your true self, find your true person, and find your true content. And that way, you will continue to grow. If you stay true to yourself, that's the best thing you can ever do to yourself. The constitution of my life is the Bible. And it tells us very, very clearly that in worshiping God, we do that in spirit and in truth. And my understanding of this is simple. What is your truth? I believe that your truth is your originality. Your truth is the person that God has created you to be. And in finding that person and in finding that expression, that is where you begin to be what God has called you to be. Am I making any sense here today? Am I making any sense? Yeah. So it is important that you stay true to who you are. It's important that you stay true to what God has created you to be. If there is anything that is your goal, that would be part of your goal in life, it is in discovering that person that God has called you to be. Now, I will be a hypocrite. I will be a hypocrite as somebody who is a minister of my own faith to think that that the only purpose for music is to worship. Music has so many purposes. Music has the reason why God created music is so powerful, and it's so important in our daily lives because music has the power to unite us. The first song I sang here was the second stanza of the national anthem, and that basically is our rallying point as a nation, is our rallying point as a people. So the purpose, one of the purposes of songs, one of the purposes of music in our society is to unite, is to bring us together. If you want to start a revolution, it is easier done with music. The reason why the Christian faith has progressed and has transcended generations upon generations, there's one reason I will tell you why. It's because we have given the world songs to sing. Nothing else. One of the main things is, there are many other things, but this is one important reason, is because the Christian faith has given the world songs to sing. Anything that will work, there must be songs that go with it. That is why you buy the products. That is why anybody who wants to advertise products to you, how do they do it? They give you songs. So songs are that important. Songs are meant to encourage. Like the second song that I sang speaks about, seeing the end of whatever situation you're going through. As a minister also, I am a dealer of hope. So that's what I do. Songs, they soothe you, they give you strength when you are weak. And that's the purpose of our songs. I would like to say this at this point, that if the most important purpose for music in a society is to entertain, then that society is truly lost. So I get to the most important point of what I am saying here today in TED Talks, which is that we must pay attention to the things that we listen to. Like I said earlier on, it is hypocrisy to think that music would only be for worship. That's not true, because I am a product of an education system that started with teaching us with music. Our nursery rhymes were not our gospel songs, but we learned a lot. In fact, I will do much better, hopefully, than all of my colleagues who spoke here. If I am able to put everything they have said in a song, you will never forget it. Right or wrong? So it is important what we give our ears to. It's important because music is so important. It is very, very important that we as a society, we must find a way to, to filter what we listen to control what we listen to. If all we listen to is, and without dissing anyone, if all we listen to in our music, there was a time, sorry for breaking this, but there was a time in our society when much of the songs we listened to were about freedom, about emancipation. Anybody remember such songs like that? There are lots of young people here, but if you were in the generation of Majek Fashek, generation of Raskimono, the generation of Oritz Wiliki, these were songs that had so much value. But then came the era where we're asking ourselves, see me see trouble. You understand what I mean? So when we're singing such songs, we are changed. The values have changed, and we are basically creating a world where those are the things that matter to us, because whether we like it or not, what we listen to and what we expose ourselves to are the things that formulate our aspirations. So if we keep listening to those kind of songs, that's what we create. If all we sing about is alcohol, if all we sing about is debasing women, and somehow it's an irony that the women even dance to those songs more than the men. But if that's all we sing to, if that's all we listen to, then that is the kind of society that we are creating. But my challenge to you is, let us change the supply by rearranging the demand. Let us demand from our entertainers songs that would help us to move ourselves forward. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. The world that we live in now, why can't we find songs that would challenge the status quo of the society, challenge the government? I mean, if we have a national anthem that is this beautiful, why aren't we seeing some of those realities in our lives? In fact, some of us don't even sing those songs again. The only time we ever sing the national anthem is probably when there's a football match. In fact, the only time in recent times that I've seen the national anthem sung with so much, if I can say, almost a religious, fire, was when the Nigerian people coming from South Africa. Did you see that clip? I mean, I heard the national, and all of a sudden, it felt so spiritual. But that is how our songs should sound. That is how these songs should sound, and we should have more songs like that would help to shape our world. I don't even know if I'm making any sense here, but I mean, that's my own 2 cents. So, let us, the same way, ladies and gentlemen, that the food we eat determines our body type. The same way that the books we read and the companies we keep determine our perspectives in life, the same way that the friends we keep will determine our habits. That is the same way that the songs we listen to and the songs we sing will determine our destiny and our aspirations. Thank you very, very much, ladies and gentlemen. And I will leave you with this. Another song. Okay. Somebody say Chioma. All right. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. You say. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Now hold your neighbor now and say, if you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting. Yeah. All right, thank you very much. That's my time.